First, let's talk about the fight that sparked this controversy: Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. This bout was marketed as a spectacle, pitting the young, brash Jake Paul against the legendary but aging Mike Tyson. While the fight drew massive attention, it left the boxing world divided. Paul secured a unanimous decision victory, landing some solid punches and showcasing his improved skills. But critics, including Ryan Garcia, argued that the fight was more about hype than genuine competition.
Everybody tell Jake Paul we need to run that. Let's do it. Jake Paul, if you ever want it, let me know.
I can't do this. I feel so bad for introducing Jake Paul to boxing. I can't allow this to happen. I can't. He's disrespecting my sport. He's disrespecting everything. I don't know. Call my team, Jake.
Garcia's frustration was clear when he said, "I feel so bad for introducing Jake Paul to boxing. He's disrespecting my sport." For Garcia, this fight crossed a line, and he wasn't afraid to call it out. Ryan Garcia didn't hold back during his public critique of Jake Paul. Known for his speed, skill, and dedication to boxing, Garcia has always been vocal about preserving the sport's legacy. In his eyes, Paul's rise represents a shift towards entertainment-driven boxing, which he believes undermines the sport's integrity. During his confrontation, Garcia said, "Jake Paul is disrespecting everything this sport stands for."
What did you get when you see them going at Jake Paul like that?
I understand what I'm dealing with. Jake Paul is a master marketer. He's selling the tickets that he sells and gaining the money and earning the money that he's earned. He's done it the hard way. So that's in one category. Compartmentalize that. If you know, he is young in the game, so I understand a level of that, right? Like, you gotta work your way up. I'm not knocking all the guys he fought up to this point, but at a certain point, bro, like if you really about this, like Jake Paul calls himself the face of boxing. I can't give you that. You're a good salesman, right. You're a good marketer, and you sell tickets. Selling tickets. His nickname is the problem child. He wants you to love to hate him. That's why people fill out the arenas, and that's why people buy the pay-per-views. It's not everybody don't hate Jake Paul. You got a lot of support, a lot of people pulling for him, especially the younger generation.
He expressed regret over supporting Paul's initial foray into boxing, admitting that he never anticipated it would lead to events like the Tyson fight. For Garcia, this is about more than just Jake Paul. It's about protecting boxing's future. Jake Paul, often referred to as the problem child, thrives on controversy. Love him or hate him, Paul has mastered the art of marketing, drawing in younger fans and selling out arenas. But for every fan, there's a critic, and Ryan Garcia is clearly one of his most vocal detractors. Paul's strategy has always been about disruption, challenging conventions, and breaking into a sport that many believed he had no business entering.
Nobody that's considered the face of boxing ain't been to the fire time and time again. We've yet to see that with Jake. Right. So though we respect certain things, I can't give you that. Not gonna happen. You gotta earn that.
And not only that, earning it, part of earning it is also showing respect. Like, you can't sit up there and say, "I don't need Canelo, Canelo needs me." That's Canelo Alvarez. You understand what I'm trying to say? I mean, that's Canelo Alvarez. Beterbiev sitting up there saying, "I fight at 175 pounds. You went in the ring at, what was Jake, like 228? Beterbiev was like this, "I'll fight you." Beterbiev was like, "I'll fight you." He had 175. David Benavidez, the Mexican monster, he was fighting at 168. He said, "I'll fight him." So I'm like, well, wait a minute. Now you got cats 50, 60 pounds lighter than you saying, "Let's go." And to me, that's not, and correct me if you think I'm wrong, I don't think that's about the money. I think that's about them being elite at their craft, watching this cat, thinking he's something that they don't believe he is, because as you said, you ain't been into any kind of fire. How dare you disrespect the sport like that? That's what I got from them.
His fight against Tyson was a continuation of that narrative, but Garcia's public call-out shows that Paul's antics have hit a nerve with traditionalists. So why is Garcia's call-out so significant? For starters, Garcia isn't just any fighter, he's one of boxing's brightest young stars, known for his explosive power and lightning-fast hands. When someone like Garcia speaks out, it carries weight. Garcia's comments also highlight a growing divide in the boxing world.
I feel like it went from like, "Oh, Mike Tyson's gonna kill him," to like, "Oh, this is like sad and bad." to then like flip back, being like, well, he made it the whole way though, and like now people are giving him his flowers for just standing in the ring.
Oh, I turned it off.
I was worried he was gonna Don Baylor himself. Remember when Don Baylor broke his knee at the first pitch?
Oh yeah.
Like his knees were like really. I was like, I'm not worried about his head. I'm worried about like an ACL, like a knee popping out or something like that. But it is funny though. Like after the fact, everyone was like, "Oh, told you so, knew it." It's like nobody was saying that before the fight. Before the fight, he was like, there were people being like, he's old, but everyone was like, maybe.
It's boxing, right? It's like,
right.
You have a puncher's chance. He might land one.
It's the only sport, no other sport in the world would you go watch a 60-year-old do it.
Right.
Like, you know it. You know everyone's washed up. You wouldn't.
I don't even think it's boxing so much as it's Mike Tyson.
It's the only guy in the only sport. So like that, I give him respect for, because like even Dave being like, it was I knew it. It's like Dave. When Dave puts out $1 million bets, when he like knows it,
yeah,
it's like, why didn't you? Why didn't you bet on it? Why didn't you bet on it? Why didn't you say this? Like, because everybody right before it was like, but maybe.
On one side, you have traditionalists who value the sport's history and technical skill. On the other, there's a new wave of influencer-driven events that prioritize entertainment and viral moments. Garcia's confrontation with Paul is emblematic of this larger conflict. The big question now is, will Garcia and Paul settle their differences in the ring? Both fighters have hinted at the possibility, and fans are already debating who would come out on top. If the fight happens, it would be a clash of styles and philosophies. Garcia, with his traditional boxing background, would bring speed, power, and precision. Paul, on the other hand, would rely on his size, strength, and ability to thrive under the spotlight. It's a matchup that would undoubtedly draw massive attention and massive pay-per-view numbers. Garcia's confrontation with Paul has sparked widespread reactions across social media.
Cocaína. That boy is getting that from Colombia or something. But that shit's strong. Ryan, I love you. You know that, bro, but you gotta chill out, bro. Because, like, there's a line and people, you just seem like you're losing your mind and acting thirsty and desperate and saying you're a billionaire when you had one money fight. Like, I'm just saying, just chill, bro. But if you do want to fight, that's, to me, light work. You got no footwork, and as long as you've been in the game, I'm a better boxer than you.
Some fans are praising Garcia for standing up for the sport, while others accuse him of seeking attention. Even other fighters have weighed in. While some support Garcia's stance, others argue that Paul's ability to bring new fans to boxing shouldn't be overlooked. As one fan wrote on X, like it or not, Jake Paul is bringing eyes to boxing. You can't ignore his impact. But for Garcia, it's not just about the numbers, it's about the respect that boxing deserves. This feud isn't just personal, it's symbolic. Garcia represents the old guard, fighting to preserve boxing's traditions. Paul embodies the new wave, pushing the boundaries of what's possible in the sport. If these two step into the ring, it won't just be a fight, it will be a battle for boxing's soul. And regardless of the outcome, the impact will be felt across the entire sport.